Hey, welcome back to Holloway's Garage, guys. Today we're going to be working on this K5 again. Got some new meats on her, some 33 1250, just some cheap Ironman tires that I got off of Facebook Marketplace for like 600 bucks. Saved a couple bucks, nothing crazy, but they're brand new, which is nice. Took them over to my buddy's shop over here, Fleet Maintenance in Berlin, and he tossed them on here for me and balanced them up. So today the brakes are bad. All the calipers are kind of sticking on this thing. Barely made up to his shop and all. I made it up there, but it was shoes pulling all over the place. So we're gonna swap out calipers, new pads all around. I'm not gonna mess with the back yet. I'm gonna pull them probably another day and check them out, make sure they're all good. I checked the front end for some slop, and it looks like maybe we need a tie rod end on that side. It's not super sloppy. She's pretty good, but you know, it won't hurt. But we'll do that another day, and then that should be it. Throw some brakes on this thing and send her. And trying to get it all ready for spring and summer, so we can pop the top off and go cruising with this thing. I can toss the kids in here, go to the beach, go surf and stuff. So let's get into it. We're going to pull these wheels off, tires and all, and start ripping on these the calipers to get them off. So we got her all jacked up. I just have her on jack stands because that dang C10, that LSPop is sitting there and it seems like it's never going to move. Been trying to get the clutch blade on that thing for days and it's not happening. So I gotta figure that out, but I figured I'd change it up because I'm getting tired of messing with it. So yeah, we'll pull these off. I don't know, have any of you guys had these tires? These Ironman tires? If so, maybe comment below and let me know what you think of them or how they worked out for you. I know they're going to be a little loud, but this thing's going to go, 10 miles to the beach and back, and that's probably about it. Not going anywhere far. But yeah, let me know what you guys think of them, or if you prefer other tires, just shoot them in there, and I'll check it out, and maybe it'll help other people decide on what tires they want to buy. I'm not real sure why, but I only have metric stuff, and you need a 3/8 Allen for this. So I'm gonna go grab a socket set up at the store, come back and mess with this. Crazy, huh? You'd think I have one, but guess not. Guess I never needed it. Back at it, I ran to my brother's house and grabbed a socket. I just ordered a set of them now, so now I won't have to worry about it again. Now I need to try to figure out how to break it. Alright. Those hammers work good if you're in a tight spot somewhere. Before I pull this all the way out, I'll we got our caliper here, our pads, rotor. So we'll knock this off. Maybe. Probably should get a prod bar. So Alright, for some reason my camera lost a few clips that I've put on here, and one of them happens to be just before this, where I got the caliper off, but basically I just beat it off with that big hammer. And here I pull the spring clip out, which you just use just a pair of pliers to get that off. As you can see right here, these are just cheap ones from Harbor Freight. I think they were $5. They work good enough for this job, and real simple. And next here you can use you have to work this piece out, which is the part of the lockout. There's a little ring that you clip in here. See it right there, and you basically just grab a hold of that and work it out, and then that allows you to pull that lockout out of the way. It's easier to do with two sets of, either you could use small screwdrivers or these little picks, like a right angle pick. You use two of them, it works pretty well. And that's all it is. And so that holds that back into the lockout in there. Then you basically just have to grab the lockout and try to work it out with a pick, and then that'll allow you to get to the spindle nuts, which are in there. So there'll be a spindle nut and then a washer also. So now I just set the rotor on top of the hub. I put all these. You could also put screws in, the screws for the lockout into that, and pull it straight out. It makes it a little easier than trying to work it out with two of those picks. So here's next up is that spindle nut. This one happened to be loose, so you just back that off, and behind it there'll be a spindle, like a lock washer pretty much, and you just pull that out with a pick, and then after that there's another spindle nut, and you break that one loose. And then I'll get a punch, or I could just use the caliper slide or whatever, because I have new ones, so I'll just use it. Ow. I wish I had a damn press. So I'm gonna have to buy a press for stuff like this. Some of these are harder to get than the others, obviously. This one's being stubborn. And so I swapped a Ford Dana 44 in my Cummins swap Chevy, so I get the driver's side drop. And the way I did it was I swapped the studs to Chevy studs, and the way I got those in there, same way basically. And then once you bolt, I could take a nut, stick it on the other side, tighten it with the impact, and it pulls these studs tight and through. But a press would be so nice right now. So I'll just clean this little bit of grease off of this seal. Then I'll get grease for the the rest of this, I'll get this inner bearing all greased up, new grease, and grease the whole entire hub and everything up, so we're good to go. So you put the snap ring on. So we get that in place. I think it's on there good. Snap ring's on and in place. Then you put the spring. Alright. And then you stick this in there. And you want to make sure you're sticking the right side in. Alright. And then you get the screw that you lost earlier, and you stick that in there. There you go. Let's give it one little bump, and that'll do it. And then you go ahead and you stick the lockout on. Now you want to get it lined up first, so you make sure you have your holes lined up. And that's it. That'll do it. And then you're done. Simple. I don't know where I put my little Allen wrench thing. But I'm just gonna hit this with some spray paint real quick, and we'll move on to the other side.
Alright, actually I had to take a second and go pull the other side apart real quick and figure out where this goes, because when I banged it apart, I guess it flew all over the place. So basically it just sits right in here on the inside. It's just a spring. And yes, I got it all backwards. So pretty sure. Let me double check.
Alright, we got it. I found the pin. Well, that concludes this side. Really simple, not very difficult to do. And spray paint makes everything better. So not very difficult to do. Oh, dang it, it's still a little tacky. That'll be alright. Just add a little more, right? There we go. Brand new. So that wasn't very. It's a little more involved than your typical rotor and your rotor and caliper pad change. But now, I mean, I'm not going to have to worry about it as long as I own this thing, because I'm going to put 800 miles a year on this thing. So that's done. We'll move on to the other side. I'm not going to film that because it's the same thing. I don't want to bore you guys. And then what I'll do is I'll bleed the brakes. Well, I'll check them in the back first, and then I'll bleed everything and go from there. But I think this is going to make this thing a lot more drivable, and I think it'll be a lot safer too. So I could take the kids out here and everything too with the truck. We'll move on to doing some. I mean, this side of probably. It looks like it'll need upper ball joints for sure. The other side, I'm sure, will probably need some ball joints or something. I need a tie rod end for the other side, and that's it for like front end parts. And then I'll get some shocks for it all around. I'll sandblast this thing underneath, or I'll probably bring it somewhere, have them blast it. That way I don't have to deal with getting a machine and all that kind of stuff. And then I'll prime it, spray the whole undercarriage on this thing. Then rockers, and clean the interior up. And this thing it's ready for the beach at least. I'm not gonna. And then I'll probably, once I do spray it all underneath, I'm gonna spray it with like a fluid film or something, or just like used motor oil and a diesel mix. Not to overdo it, but just to keep it lubricated, kind of, to keep it from rusting, especially around here. And this thing's, she's pretty decent, honestly, especially for being from around here. I think what saved is it's sitting for 10 years. But so we'll move on to the other side. I'll try to get some more footage for this video, and then I'll try to shoot it up there. But thanks for checking this out.